Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Madcapper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Today is round 2. In round 1, as a recap, we had a Nightmare Clan Boss showdown between Frozen Banshee and Occult Brawler against the Spirit Affinity Clan Boss, the arguably hardest of the Clan Boss affinities. And I'm declaring it a draw. Occult Brawler did more damage, but Frozen Banshee's team did more total damage. Was there a lot of RNG involved? Probably. We also had a little bonus coverage in that one of how to fight the Spirit Affinity Clan Boss, and we did a respectively 23.5 million on Nightmare. Today, we're going after the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. We're going to take both of them. We're putting them up against the Void Affinity, I hope. I hope my guild hasn't already. It is Sunday, so I could be in trouble. No, we got lots of room. We got lots of room there. So I've let my guild know that I'm going to be hitting. Usually we do pretty good for ourselves on making sure that we only hit Void once, but I've asked for permission and got permission to hit it twice under Void Affinity so that I can make this video for you. And first round, we're going to put the Challenger Frozen Banshee in there, and then with the exact same comp, we're going to sit and we're going to hit it with Occult Brawler. So, in a recap, I've made plenty of videos about this team, but we're just going to we're going to put them in there, and let's talk about them first. The first of the team is Sir Nick. This is his abilities, his thing. Total stats, he's got 68,500 health points. This is going to help his damage. It doesn't really care about his ability to live. This is simply his primary stat that I am trying to push as best as I can while keeping him at a speed of 267. His debuff accuracy is irrelevant, but we have him at a crit rate of 110% and 134% critical damage. So this is just to be able to do as much damage as possible and be able to hit his unkillable. Of course, the unkillable comp requires a 4-turn goodwill level 3, so his A3 is fully booked. In order to not worry about any sort of what's going on here, shenanigans that Sir Nick sometimes does with his A2, I do not have that booked to a 3-turn. It is a 4-turn. Number 2 is Roshcard. Roshcard, same sort of deal. If you look at his stats, he has got 51,000 HP, 1,600 attack. That is the number I need to push up. But we're bite-sized chunks, right? Speed is at 265, crit rate over 100%, and 150 crit damage. Again, debuff accuracy on him is irrelevant. It is simply about him doing damage. Now, he has two different hit pieces, his attack-based A1 and an HP-based A2. So I've had to try to push both up a little bit. His HP is fine where I need it to be. That one hits reasonably well. I also use him a lot in Arena, so that is an absolute critical piece there. Of course, it can't be resisted. That's why I don't worry about his accuracy. And then his A3, again, also has to be booked to a 4-turn cooldown in order for the comp to work. And of course, he's at speed 265, which is he is the quote-unquote 5th or 2nd, depending on how you look at it. Oops, that's my bad. My bad, I got a little click happy. The third man in our team, we're going to move this Occult Brawler into the vault. And we're going to grab this Occult Brawler. And we're going to grab the Doom Priest just so you can see Doomy. Where are you, Dooms? Alright, the third person of the team is our Doom Priest. Who did I miss? We'll get there in a second. Oh yeah, our Dracomorph. He's right there. So this is Doom Priest. Doom Priest is there for the cleanse, to remove the stun, and to remove, in the case of Spirit Affinity, the slow. And running at 205 speed, 39,828 HP. Defense just happens to be high because of the gear I had on her. Not really a big deal. Not here to do damage, but if we do get any extra damage, that's fine. Simply here to cleanse and make sure that the run goes smoothly. Here is my Draco. My Draco is currently sitting at 35k health, 4,400 attack with a speed of 195. Must fall in that 191 to 196 zone for this comp. 90% crit rate, 144% crit damage with a debuff accuracy of 270 to make sure he has no problems landing either of his debuffs. He or she or it is the critical linchpin to the extra damage we typically do in the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I would like, of course, to get his crit rate a little bit higher to 100%, and then just push that crit damage as best I can. I'm pretty happy with the 4,400 attack. It can always be higher, but you know what? That helps him do amazing damage. The big thing here, 3-turn defense and weaken. I haven't fully booked yet, still working on it, so it's currently a 4-turn poison. That will be a 3-turn poison when I'm done, because my RNG put everything into his A1 first, which does hit like an absolute Mack truck, so I'm not too upset about that. Then we've got our 2 players. First, we've got Frozen Banshee. We're going to talk about Frozen Banshee on this one. Same as the last video. 3-turn Frostbite, that's a frozen sensitivity. The Cruel Exultation, which is the 3-turn turn meter, which is not used in Clan Boss at all. And of course, this is the poison, which will only land the poison if the poison sensitivity is there. So the basics of the Ultra Nightmare. Now, I've already done this once on Spirit Affinity, so this is her first time on Void Affinity, and I totally redid her abilities here. So I pushed her attack up considerably from the last time I did a video on her on Ultra Nightmare. So that is way higher. Her HP is down because who cares? Her speed is still within that zone. 191 and 196 is where she needs to be. 92% crit rate, 137 crit damage, 255 debuff accuracy. And let's just put that team together. So we're going to put Comp, Rosh, Draco. Oops. Where's my Doom Priest. And well, all the way down into my rare. Okay. That's a pretty good team power. Pretty happy with that. So let's set up, and then as we always do, I'll stop talking, I'll disappear, and we'll let the run go. So first turn, in review, if you've never watched one of my videos before, how this comp works. First turn, Roshkar puts up his Unkillable. Second turn, you can just use any sort of attack. I like using the buffs up. Now, the first turn, I like doing the debuffs so that on the next round that these guys who get 2 turns each, they're doing it under this debuff, which, I mean, in the long term, probably isn't a big deal. So I actually want to use her sensitivity on the next round so that I get 2 ticks of it. So I'm just going to attack with this round. See, she hits pretty hard. That's a pretty reasonable hit. Okay, now Roshkard's or Cernic goes on his A2, Roshkard A1, and of course they're getting their harder hits because of the debuff sensitivity. Boom. He's gonna drop his poisons. Oh, only got 3 of them. That base resist sometimes happens. It is what it is. We're gonna put her poison sensitivity down, and then boom, we're gonna hit auto. I'm gonna disappear, and then we're gonna let the run go. All right, and the winner is 30.16. That is a pretty good number, pretty strong. A couple things I'll note is that likely in the next one you'll see more damage from Occult Brawler, less damage from Dracomorph. That's because part of her kit is to actually increase the damage of Dracomorph, and because Dracomorph is at a 4-turn, not a 3-turn cooldown on his A2 with his poisons, this damage could be significantly higher if I get legendary books to book him out. So that would make this even more. However, is it enough for Occult Brawler? I gotta tell you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's enough to dethrone him, at least at this point with my team. Still pretty good result. Still way better than any other poisoner we've put in place so far. All right, I got one key. Perfect timing, actually. I think I only had one key before. So let's edit the team. We're going to take her out. We're going to put him in. Double check. Always double check. Always triple check. It is the wrong one. See? That is why you always double check. Let's take that out by rank. There we are. Oh, Karen. Okay, so there's the Occult Brawler. He's going to go in. We're going to look at his stats here. 43,000 HP. He's slightly different. Words are hard. He is slightly differently built than his other, my other Occult Brawler that I use on Nightmare. So he's got less HP because it is less important. 43,000, 2,700 attack, 193 speed, 93 crit rate, crit damage of 105, 246 accuracy, and importantly, he is booked out. Now, a lot of people will tell you, no, don't book him, don't book him. Here's the problem, and if you watched the last video, you saw it. If he gets a debuff on him and puts his own debuff on him, he can have 5 debuffs, and then he will use this to take 2 turns. If he uses this to take 2 turns, he gets out of turn order because he won't be on the unkillable, and he will be killable and probably be killed. So it is actually important that you have this sort of thing in this particular comp, and I haven't tried other comps. I have Doom Priest who's actually cleansing every round, therefore it'll never happen. But that is why I originally booked him out, is because that when I had him in comps that didn't have Doom Priest, he would take the 2 turns and it would annoy me. I don't know, like I said in the last one, I don't know, maybe the counter attack versus him just taking 2 turns, what's the difference? But I don't know, it just made me, I didn't like it. So anyway, so he's fully booked for damage. He's going to do lots of damage here. This is the team. Same rules apply. Interesting enough, the total team power was a little less. So Plarium's wonderful and very precise power calculations state that Frozen Banshee is indeed better than Occult Brawler so far. And the poisons begin. Boom. Oh, he landed all 4 poisons. 1 out of 3 turn. Fake news, my friends. Fake news. Already hitting the cap, I think. Counting's hard. All right, same thing. Go auto. I'll see you in about 8 minutes, and we'll see what happens. There you have it. It is Occult Brawler in the narrowest of margins, slightly edging out the Ultra Nightmare version in round 2. We have to give the win in this round 2 to Occult Brawler. He did more damage than her, and his team did more damage, but it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, so that is impressive. Couple final thoughts. So Frozen Banshee has some room to grow in damage on this team. When Dracomorph gets his A2 fully booked, her poison sensitivity is going to help his damage go even higher, which will obviously increase the total damage dealt for the team. She also is a rare, so you have to keep in mind she is easier to get, acquire, she's easier to book, she is easier to gear out, in my opinion. Well, actually, I take that back. She's easier to book and easier to level and all that stuff, easier to acquire. Occult Brawler, on the other hand, is easier to gear because his base stats are easier to work with. Remember, we don't have to, with either champion, worry about HP or defense. We're strictly looking at pushing attack as high as possible and getting the turn speed to the right number and have their accuracy. That's what we need. Crit damage, crit rate, that's what we want to increase the overall damage that they do. Occult Brawler is easier to gear out and has a higher ceiling because his base stats are easier and higher to begin with. And, you know, although she is an attack champion, he's an HP champion, they both use their A1 and A2, their damage, that is, off of their attack score. So I think Occult Brawler has a lot more room. I think this Occult Brawler has a lot more room to grow. I could build him out very much like a Royal Guard, where he's just got tons of crit damage. As long as I can get that speed in that 191 to 196 range, and as long as I can push his attack up, I think I could, you know, reasonably speaking, I could get his damage much, much higher, which would push his overall score. Whereas Frozen Banshee, while I think there's still some room to play, I don't think it's near as much. So that is something to consider. And my final thought, and this is where round 3 comes into play, I believe that where Frozen Banshee truly excels is in the counter-attack game, because that gives her additional chances to poison, and it just overall pushes the damage that much higher. What I would like to do is maybe do a bonus round at some point, maybe down the future, where I can put them both on a Nightmare team. I'm not exactly sure how to put 2 poisoners on a team with the champions I have, but I'm gonna give it a go at some point and see what I can do. Jeez, I mean, Dracomorph allows it because he's got the weaken, so he can replace Rosin, but maybe that'd be interesting. Maybe I have Draco and Frozen Banshee on a Nightmare. Maybe we'll do that for bonus coverage coming soon. So I thank you for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stay tuned for round 3 coming in the next couple days. If you missed it, round 1, link in the description below. I am uploading it as we speak, actually, so Sunday morning it will drop on YouTube. And if there's any questions, concerns, comments, needs, wants, or if there's any video you want me to try, as long as I have the champion and the time to build them out, I will most definitely do it for you. Please let me know what you want to see. Like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with people you don't even know. I don't care. Just share it. Final goodbye. Please be kind to one another. Keep your stick on the ice. And don't eat yellow snow. It can't be good for you.